Hello everybody, I'm Diggin, and this is the vibe, my vibe, but it's the vibe. And I'm going to start off by saying I should probably go to bed. Well, I should have been in bed. I have to be up at 6:30 in the morning, and I think it's 1:30 something right now. Oh, you're on my head. 1:39. Okay. So hey, you know what? I peruse a lot of different sites, like I've mentioned, and on the internet. And I'm sorry for the loss of the Bushes, the Bush family, because it's very difficult when you lose a loved one. You know, you have this expectation that you should be all together and all intact and should maintain in public for the public. Well, I say if you manage to get out to the public, good for you, that's a huge step. And if you allow yourself reality, not anybody else's expectation, your reality, I'm going to say hats off to you again, because being honest with yourself and being original is a path to complete happiness. And out of that, gaining the ability of enlightenment, ultimately, that's where these paths lead you to, is enlightenment. And it really is healthy in the sense that you lose a lot of baggage. You know, it just comes off your back. That monkey, you realize you've trained it, and you're able to, you know, let it do what it needs, what a monkey needs to do, I guess. And ultimately, you find that all of a sudden you are the driver at the wheel of your life. And that's where you want to be. Sometimes it's really difficult. And, oh man, phew. If I told anybody at all what I have gone through in the, oh boy, well, since 2010, since I got hit by that car, that's where my life just changed drastically. And for the past 3 years, well, 3 years in total, because I have been by myself for a year, completely by myself. And that's a whole other learning process there again, you know. The one thing that has kept me is knowing what I know. And this is why I make the videos, because we are imprisoned and we are chained, but we're imprisoned to ideas, and we are chained in the spirit because of it. We have this need to know. Well, if you really want to know, it's got to be you that directs that wheel. Like, as a driver, I like rack and pinion steering, you know, like, yeah, Yeah, you know, I mean, standard. I could drive a standard if need be. I'm just preference is automatics preference, but I've got a whole other respect and appreciation for standards because they can get you out of tight spots where an automatic can't. But anyway, I guess life is like that. You take the wrong, I wouldn't say wrong path, I would say a more difficult path than another. You know, we have the tendency to set up our own problems without even acknowledging that we are setting up our own problems. And that's something else that is a tidbit of information that should be honed in on. I love you put it that way. I bet that way's probably the best. So anyway, if I did tell you, you wouldn't believe it anyway. Because I can't believe it myself. You know, I think I'll write about that. I think I'll go alias, completely alias, and I'll write about that. Because I already know, I just kind of, like, sometimes I just stop and give it a rundown. Like, each bullet of what I learned and the transition by the experience that I've had. And this is like I said, you know, in the 3 years, um, um, there has been a year where I am reborn, I guess, because I haven't been by myself since I was what, a kid? And what a strange, you know, thought, you know, you were by yourself when you were a kid. That's when you shouldn't be by yourself. But I'm talking a kid, I'm talking between 16 and 20, you know. So I already knew what was right and what was wrong. I just had to have an idea as to what I wanted. And so I stayed true to that cause. And the only thing that would ever throw me off would be love, because I always found that unconditional love and understanding was and is the ultimate key for all human beings. So, you know, it is a love that there is enough for all of us, even the unborn. You know, and our loved ones that left their imprint and have gone back home. I mean, I am going to say home because that's what it is, and it is going back home. But that's a whole other journey. That's a whole other journey and understanding. And I'll take that trip with you. You can find that throughout time. Think about some of these ideas. You'll find that answers will come to you. You know, it's really hard for people to gear down and just to allow themselves to be the question and the answer of being, because that's how we were created. Now, there is a home, it is in heaven. That's where our lineage is from. And unfortunately for the world and all who live in it, because we become so acceptable to the point that spiritually it is too compliant, if that makes any sense. Now, our purpose is that in the flesh, we should not get that passionate, that we get angry. But even our Lord got angry because life gets to a point where ourselves, just us, is going to know our worth, our value. We're worthy to ourselves. I know I'm worthy. I'm worthy of love and opportunity and inspiration and hope. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of knowledge. I'm worthy of my dreams and my abilities. You know, each of us have to embrace our worthiness. And outside of your children, who else is going to think you that worthy? Outside of yourself. It's your children, because they are a part of yourself. So you just can't help but feel that. When we look into our children's eyes, we see a part of ourselves because we created our children. Children are a beautiful thing, and grandchildren are a beautiful thing. You know, okay, so I thought this might be shorter. I might end up doing 11 minutes. Okay, I won't keep it too long. I'm just going to stir the pot here a little bit. Just a little bit. Just thinking. Just thinking. Just saying. Just thinking. You know, because in the news there is pictures of President Bush Sr. At his funeral, and that whole front row scenario, it looked like Bill Clinton wanted to shake President Trump's hand and say hello, shaking his hand and shaking his wife's hand. Now, if you take a look at Bill Clinton, his face, there was a smile on his face. I mean, I saw it. And, you know, somebody might say to me, Dickon, you're really reading too much into it. And I'm just going to go, nah, there's that smile on his face. His face was warm. It was Hillary that kept just a focus here. Okay, here. So there's all these comments flying around, right, as to, you know, like, poor loser, and, you know, look at her face, and, you know, she can't get over the fact that she didn't win, and yada, 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 yada. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that at all. At all. I think it's more like, saying it as eloquent as I possibly can, it's more like Hillary Clinton is thinking about President Trump. Are you still here? This is what he's thinking. This is why she won't even make eye contact with him. Her thoughts are you still here? What are you doing here? How dare you be here? Because she's the politician. He's the businessman. And she's going, we had to educate ourselves. We had to put all these years of experience in, and so on and so forth. And you didn't do that, and you're not a politician. So how the hell are you going to say anything to me and want me to respect what the hell you're saying? I think that might have pushed Hillary Clinton a little over the edge. And it's the fact she vibrates. She completely vibrates. Are you still here? This is what she thinks. And this is why she won't even begin to extend herself. Now, I heard this, I read this, and if you can find out, if you do find out before I find out, and you want me to mention it, I will. Why does Bill Clinton give President Trump money? Mrs. Hillary Clinton, why is it deal or no deal? He said no deal. And I think that might have Hillary a little upset as well. So, to somewhat keep an appearance, because only the guilty won't come out, I think she puts on her brave face and holds her own, but ultimately, that question, how are you here? You're not supposed to be here. How are you here? You're not supposed to be here. You're still here. What you doing? So, I say you need to check it out, because I think that President Trump is one super intelligent man. Completely. I mean, let's not forget. And they were both very eloquent. And they shook hands. And that was appropriate. You know, somebody did mention, oh, Next News Network mentioned, and there's Cheyne. And I had been thinking of that, going, doesn't it look like he's lending an ear? Doesn't it look like he's just leaning forward and lending, trying to get the scoop on something? But I thought between presidents, I thought it was very eloquent. Something like that is classy, where despite all that is going on, they can shake hands. All under the umbrella that it does hurt. And it is very sad when you lose somebody you love. And there is absolutely a reason, if there should be, and primarily it's family first. Of course they feel this. That's their dad and grandparent, uncle. You know, he's probably happy that he joined his wife. That's what one would think. That's what one would hope. And I think maybe that that's something he definitely would have wanted if he was going anywhere, and that was to join up with Barbara. I think I got that right. So anyway, this is Diggin. This is the vibe. Tell me what you think about this, okay? Because she's got that look. Now, I'm really serious about that question, about her questioning. What are you doing still here? What are you doing here, period? You're not supposed to be here. She has that look that he is not supposed to be there, so therefore he's transparent. But she's got it all wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. She got it wrong. This time around, she got it wrong. She did. Yeah. You know, and that is a very quick mind. Now, she's intelligent. She's extremely intelligent. And I believe under the sign of Scorpio. So, you know, she doesn't miss a beat. She doesn't like to miss a beat. Doesn't that make sense? If you do not want to acknowledge somebody at all, isn't it? What are you still doing here? You're here? You're here and you're president? Yeah. What happened to everybody that crossed Hillary? Or Bill? And not only is Mr. Trump still alive, he's loving his country, loving his wife, his children, his grandchildren, and doing the very best that he knows how to fulfill a dream that isn't just a dream. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of life. And when you apply that to what are you working for and what is it all about, the sweat, the blood, and the tears, then you can say, I love my country. I love the idea. And where does it begin? Family first. Family values. That's where it begins. And that's where it ends. The Alpha and the Omega. So I think the way that he handled himself, the President of the United States, was very classy, very forthcoming. And if you took a look, really took a look, you know, turned it into slow frames, Trump did not make a gesture to want to, you know, he might have wanted to shake Bill's hand, because the issue has been with Mrs. Clinton, Hillary Clinton. And if you take a look, you know, his body mannerism and where he, you know, how he held his head, his chin, and when he turned it to her right, it's, you know, his demeanor, it said it all. So he's also, you know, with the vibration, it doesn't matter what you think and as to where I should be, I'm here. I am here. Now what do you say about that? I am here. So there is no extension at all if you look at Mr. Trump and his demeanor. So the feeling is mutual. But I think ultimately, I think Not that Mr. Trump didn't deserve that and doesn't deserve that. Whether he's president or not, it was fate, obviously, because we can't decide how it ended up that he became the president of one of the most beautiful countries in the whole world, America. That's right. In my visions, America, when I saw her, she's a teenager. And, only now, was she figuring out mascara and eyeshadows. Now, mascara and eyeshadows are all metaphors. It was the Eastern way of thinking that ultimately had seductive thoughts pertaining to America. And those seductive thoughts, as it turned out, it was hell on earth. It is hell on earth, and that's the human trafficking. And they showed me everything. I ended up at one point, and don't lose faith, because there's more to come. But I said to the angel at one point, I went, great. Are you telling me all these wars, all the lives lost, all for the sake of being able to have spiritual freedom and not have a reason to smile? You just smile and are capable and able to smile. This is a God-given gift. But if you do, you're charged for it. And if you stop and you take a look, people are afraid to smile at anybody anymore because it's an automatic threat. You don't want to open up that door. It's so sad. Something to think about here. Okay, hey, I'm jumping here, so I gotta not completely lose myself in love and the manifestation of love. Ultimately, I hope that there's some catching up, because my end, why I'm doing these videos is I am praying that in the wholeness, I influence enough that makes I don't know, like, does it make, well, of course it makes my life better, because I genuinely want really good things for people. And so that's when I start questioning, like, okay, why do I really want all these really good things for people? I guess I just all of a sudden start asking myself, hey, yeah, wait a second, the average Joe wouldn't, but I do. I take the time to think it through, I guess, to wish good things on people. I think that is a lot better than wishing negative things on people. That sucks. But anyway, I think maybe that might have something to do with the relationship between Bill Clinton and Mr. Trump and Hillary Clinton. Yeah. There is, it's not, I don't get, yes, there is a dislike, because like I said, that went too far. That really went too far. And she knows it went too far. And, if you disconnect, out of sight, out of mind, like I said, you're not there. what are you still doing here? You know, and in his demeanor and actions says, I'm here. It's me that doesn't acknowledge you. I'm here. In fact, I'm going to shake hands because that's the right, decent thing to do, and I'm going to do it. You know? Yeah, right. Yeah. One's got wings, the other one has a little pitchfork. Yeah. Who's who? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, tell me what you think. It just could be me. But I don't think so. I think that's what I see. Okay, until next time. Just a thought. Like, share, poke, poke, poke. I don't know. Subscribe, thumbs up would be nice, and I'll see ya. Okay, ciao, 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 ciao. See ya. Ciao. Do you believe it? It's still running.